Okay, so my video this week is a DIY boho Christmas stocking. This one's mine. I added some tassels, wooden beads, and some little charms from it. And I embroidered mama onto it. Sunny, move. Thank you. Come here. Thank you. Good girl. Lay down. And then this one is Max's. He just wanted dad on it. And he gets a black tassel. Ouch. Mother, father. Please let go. Okay, that really hurt. There you go. My hair, dude. That's pretty. Okay. His has the black tassel and the little fishtail. And so there's Max's. And I love Everett's. This is his. It has this cute little sunshine charm that I found in my closet. Sunny, please move. Okay. Okay. This is probably one of my favorite ones. It's Everett's. He has this cute little sunshine charm I found in my closet. And just a little yellow tassel to match my little sunshine. So, these are my stockings. Yeah, those are our stockings that we have. Sorry, I can't hold all three very well. Anyway, so I'm just gonna show you guys like a simple way to do it, and for part of the time I kind of winged it on some of them, so take what you will. You can alter them to how you want them and add your own little knickknack, like things that you have at home. I have a pretty decent sized craft closet that I always pull things out of. It's one of the parts where I'm not extremely minimalist because I love crafts and it's one of my outlets, so it is something that I do clean it out and try to keep it to things that I know I use, but it is some things that I have that I really like in there. Anyways, so some of the ones that I wanted were pretty expensive, and I think all of these ones together costed like $5.25 a piece. And then I just personalized them, which I also think is like a really fun touch to their Christmas like decorations, especially for their own personal stockings. Okay, so here is Everett's. I embroidered his name. I got a little sun charm and made a little yellow tassel. And on mine, I embroidered mama with a little sun charm and 2 tassels with the wooden beads. Took me a minute to focus. And then Max's, he just wanted dad, or else I would have written papa or dada, but he wanted dad, and I added the fishtail. I think altogether they look super cute though, and I'm really excited to show you guys how to do this. Okay, so first I got all my yarn together in the colors I liked. I got these 3, so I got the green one from Walmart and the yellow, pink, and black one from Joann's. And I got my stockings off of Amazon, and I will link what I can below. I will link the stockings for sure. So first, I got a very big needle. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it has a really big hole that I can fit my yarn through. And so first I'm going to embroider dad onto Max's stocking with black yarn, and I pulled about as much as I thought was necessary for his name. If it's a longer name, definitely pull more. I pulled way too much, way more than I needed to for this one, but that's okay. I just hand embroidered this, as you can see, but I think if you wanted a more particular style, then I would trace or draw what you want to be on it, but I just hand did it. It worked out for me, and I actually like how it turned out. It has a homemade vibe. It was what I was going for, but you can change it to what you like. And then at the very end, I went and cut off all of the excess yarn, and there we go. It says Dad. Kind of looks like a kid drew it, but you know, when you have a kid, you don't have a ton of time, I guess. So, and right here's where I'm making a tassel. I used a block, but you can use something similar. A book works. Anyways, you wrap it around as much as you want to be thick, and then you tie it so it doesn't fall off, obviously. I had to get better scissors, I broke mine. And anyways, so I started cutting it, and then at the top I tied it so that there was a top piece to hang it from. And right here, you can see that I'm grabbing 2 pieces of yarn. The first one is about 1/2 inch below the top. And I tied it because I want to have a little more texture, I guess you could say. And then I grabbed my second one and I put about 1/2 inch below that piece of string that I just tied to give it a little more bumpy look to it. And then right here, you can't really tell what I'm doing, but I'm actually flipping the yarn into underneath the piece I had just tied so it wasn't sticking out right, which I highly suggest doing, or else it'll stick out and look a little wonky. Okay, and then right here I go through and I just trim the excess ones that are a little too long. You can trim it shorter, but it's always harder to trim it to get it any longer, so always get more than you want. Anyways, right here I got a regular comb and I just brushed it out because I wanted it to look a little more frayed on the bottom. And then I did it on both sides, and I actually used the tip to get some of the higher up ones that I wanted. Anyway, so right here you get your beads and you put your beads on. I just ended up using one. I thought I was going to use more, but I liked the way that one looked. I ended up having to use the needle to get it through, but yeah, that took me a minute, but it's okay. Okay, and then I just tied it on to the top, which if you don't want to be able to see it, you could sew it on, but I kind of like the way it looked. I thought it was cute. So there is Max's dad. And then with Everett, I did the same thing with the embroidery, except because his name was longer, I grabbed more yarn and I started closer to the left because I wanted them all to be offset to the right, but his name is so much longer than ours that I had to go pretty far back. And actually at one point, which you'll see here in a minute, I end up undoing like half of his name because I started tilting it. And the letters ended up getting smaller, so I went through and undid it. And I'll cut most of that part out because it takes up a lot of time and you guys probably don't really care to watch me unstitch what I had already done, so. But I just thought you guys would want to know that. It's fairly easy to just pull the yarn out and go back to where you need to go, so I thought you guys might appreciate that. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was getting closer to the edge of the table, so you'll notice me doing that a couple times. Anyways, right here I tried fixing the E, hoping that it would solve itself, but it didn't, so ended up just undoing a lot of it right here. Okay, so I went and backtracked a bunch of it, and I ended up making my string a lot shorter because I had to cut some of it off for a bunch of knots I accidentally made, but anyway, I went as far as I could with it, and I mean, I made it work, so if I can do it, you guys can definitely do it too. Anyways, I just skipped ahead to show you. You guys probably didn't care to watch me rewrite his whole name, but I made it bigger so that it would look more even. Anyway, so here I am making the yellow tassel, and I ended up doing pretty much the same exact thing, except beforehand I laid a string flat underneath all of it, so that way I could wrap it up right there. You see me do it. I tied it at the top so that way I didn't have to cut it and then tie it. It helped me a little bit. And then right here is the same thing, about 1/2 inch. I tied it and then I flopped them down and then tied that under about 1/2 inch under those ones. grabbed my yellow, not my yellow, I grabbed my wooden bead and just tied it to the top of his, combed it out, which I meant to do beforehand, but that's okay. And then turned off all the fuzzies. They looked curious. And I was thinking I would make a lot more tassels, but I ended up liking how many I had. So I only ended up making this one as my last one, which I added to mine because I thought it would look cute with the green. Anyways, you saw me make all the previous tassels, so we'll just skip right to the end of the tassel making. Here's the finished product. They ended up taking a little longer, so you might want to plan an adequate amount of time for making all the tassels. It's probably also why I only made a couple, but right here I was trying to decide what colors I wanted to use if I wanted to make more, but I was pretty happy with how they turned out, and I ended up going to my craft kit and getting some charms. I was honestly just looking for things I could add to it that I thought would be kind of fun and more personalized, but I found these charms and they worked perfectly. So I mean, you can use whatever's in your closet. And right here I waste a decent amount of time trying to shove a needle through a fish charm that didn't work. And honestly, it took me a while to figure out what I wanted it to look like. I think it just depends on what you like and your tastes and what you have at your house. And I got these charms from like an old real estate sale, so I can't link those. I don't know where I got them from, but I'm sure you could find something, if not the same ones, from Joann's or something similar. And right here you can tell that I made the charm pretty long, but I ended up not loving how long it was, and I didn't know if I wanted the big one. I ended up threading the little one, and just right here I play around with all of the charms a lot because I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted it. I've never seen charms on a stocking, and so I was kind of messing around creatively with it for a while, and so that's kind of what you're watching right now. I ended up getting a smaller needle to thread through the charms because the holes were a lot smaller on them. I ended up using the big one on Everett's because he only had one tassel, and I put the littler one on mine. And right here I'm trying to decide what colors I want to use. So honestly, I would decide what colors you like and take that into consideration as well. I wasn't even planning on using this fish tail or this whale tail thing, but my husband loves swimming, and so I thought it was like a fun little personality thing that I could add to it, and I actually loved how it turned out. I love the wood accents a lot, and the metal kind of like does this little clinging against the wood, which I thought was really cute. So I was actually really happy with how they turned out. I like to switch up the yarn colors to make sure they kind of match what I'm doing. That's hence why I used the yellow one for my charm and the black one for Everett's. But here is our finished product. I took a long time to focus on that one, but whatever. I think they turned out so cute, and I love how they look with my garland. It's from Trader Joe's, and I love it so much. It's turned out so cute. And there's my cute baby. Oh my gosh. I love him so much. So, oh, by the way, this is his shark costume that he wore on Halloween. Isn't he so cute? Oh my gosh. I love him. Okay. Anyways, I really hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know and I will gladly answer them. So, have a Merry Christmas, you guys, and just happy holidays. And I hope to see you in my next video. Yeah, I love you so much.